What if I told you there's something diesel mechanics quietly do every 90 days that most owners never even hear about? And skipping it could cost you thousands? Almost nobody talks about it. But ignore this simple habit, and over time, your engine slowly gets louder, weaker, and dirtier, until one small part fails, and suddenly you're staring at a massive repair bill. Here's the crazy part. This entire job takes less than 30 seconds and costs less than lunch. Yet most diesel owners have never done it even once. So if you care about your truck, your money, and how long your engine lasts, you need to understand this. Let's start with something most people don't realize. Modern diesel engines are incredibly powerful, but they're also incredibly sensitive. Your fuel injectors operate under extreme pressure, often over 2,000 bar. They push fuel through microscopic openings, creating a precise spray pattern that has to be perfect every single time. Even tiny deposits can throw that off. And when that happens, everything starts to go downhill. The engine runs rough, fuel economy drops, you get more smoke, power starts fading, and eventually, those injectors can fail completely. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Years ago, diesel fuel contained more sulfur. That wasn't great for the environment, so it was removed. But sulfur also provided natural lubrication inside your fuel system. Without it, today's ultra-low sulfur diesel is cleaner, but also harsher on critical components like injectors and high-pressure pumps. And there's another problem. Fuel quality isn't always consistent. It can vary depending on where you fill up, which supplier you're using, and even the specific station. Some fuels have strong additive packages built in. Others barely meet the minimum standard. So now you've got extremely precise, expensive components running on fuel that isn't always ideal for tens of thousands of miles. It's no surprise fuel system issues have become so common. And this is exactly where that hidden 90-day routine comes in. Because what diesel mechanics do regularly is something most owners completely overlook. And once you understand it, you'll realize just how simple it is and why skipping it can quietly destroy your engine over time. So what exactly are diesel mechanics doing every 90 days that most owners never think about? They're using a proper diesel fuel additive. Now forget all the hype and marketing claims you've seen online. Let's break down what this actually does in simple terms. First, it cleans your injectors. Over time, carbon and varnish deposits build up inside the injector tips. These deposits disrupt the spray pattern, which means your engine can't burn fuel efficiently. A good additive helps remove those deposits and prevent new ones from forming. Cleaner injectors mean smoother idling, better throttle response, improved fuel economy, and less smoke coming out of your exhaust. Second, it restores lubrication. Remember when we talked about sulfur being removed from diesel fuel? That also removed a lot of the natural lubricity your fuel system relied on. Additives help bring some of that back, reducing wear on critical components like injectors and high-pressure fuel pumps. Less friction means longer life. Third, it controls moisture. Diesel fuel naturally attracts water, and water inside your fuel system is bad news. It can lead to corrosion, poor combustion, and even microbial growth, sometimes called diesel bug. A quality additive helps manage that moisture, moving it safely through the system and reducing the risk of damage. Fourth, it improves combustion. Some additives boost cetane levels, which helps your engine start easier, run quieter, and burn fuel more completely. And finally, in colder regions, additives can help prevent fuel from thickening or gelling in low temperatures. So in simple terms, this one small step helps your engine run cleaner, smoother, and with less wear. Now here's the big question. How often should you actually do this? Most experienced diesel mechanics and trusted brands recommend a full system treatment about every 3 months, or roughly every 5 to 10,000 miles, depending on how you drive. That's where the 90-day routine comes from. It's not random advice. It's based on real-world experience and actual product guidelines. It's frequent enough to prevent buildup, but spaced out enough to keep things simple and affordable. And the best part? Once you turn it into a habit, it becomes one of the easiest ways to protect your diesel long-term. Now let's talk about what this 90-day routine actually looks like in the real world. Because this is where most people overcomplicate things, when it's actually very simple. First, you pick a good quality diesel additive. You don't need 5 different products, just one reputable, multi-purpose additive that mentions injector cleaning, lubrication, moisture control, and corrosion protection. That's it. Next, wait until your fuel tank is low. Not empty, just low enough so the additive can mix properly. Then pour the additive into your tank before you refuel. This part matters. When you fill up right after, the incoming diesel helps mix the additive evenly throughout the entire tank. After that, you just drive like normal. Over the course of that tank, the additive goes to work. It cleans, lubricates, and stabilizes your fuel system without you doing anything else. Then you simply repeat the process every 90 days. Set a reminder on your phone once, and you're done. It becomes automatic. Now here's something important. How do you know if your diesel actually needs this urgently? There are early warning signs most people ignore. Hard starts, especially when the engine is cold. Rough or uneven idle. Hesitation when you press the throttle. Loss of power. Increased fuel consumption. More smoke than usual during acceleration. Or a louder clattering engine sound. Sometimes you might even see warning lights or feel occasional misfires. If you're already noticing these symptoms, an additive can help, but it's not a miracle fix for damaged parts. If injectors are already worn out or failing, they may need cleaning or replacement. That's why timing matters. Prevention is always cheaper than repair. And this is exactly what diesel mechanics see every day. They see trucks that come in with serious injector problems, and when they ask about maintenance, the owner says the same thing. Oil changes were done on time, filters were replaced, but fuel system care? Completely ignored. And that's where the problems start to build quietly over time. And then there's the other side of the story. The owners who follow this simple 90-day routine consistently. Diesel mechanics see it all the time. Engines with over 150,000 miles, injectors that still look clean, smooth performance, fewer issues, and far lower repair costs over time. The difference between these two types of owners is night and day. And it all comes down to one small habit. Now let's talk about cost versus benefit. On one side, you've got a bottle of diesel additive every 3 months. It's inexpensive, just a small amount compared to everything else you spend on your vehicle. On the other side, you've got injector replacements, fuel pump repairs, labor costs, downtime, and sometimes even towing. That can easily run into thousands of dollars. This isn't some magic fix or marketing trick. It's simple prevention for a system that has become more precise and more sensitive than ever before. So here's the takeaway. Next time your tank is low, grab a quality diesel additive. Pour it in before you fill up. Drive like you normally would. And set a reminder for 90 days later. That's it. Do this one simple thing every 3 months, and you'll help keep your diesel running cleaner, quieter, stronger, and more reliable for years. And there's another benefit most people don't think about. Cleaner injectors mean better fuel efficiency. Even a small improvement adds up over time. Over a year, that can easily cover the cost of using additives, and then some. You'll also get less smoke, smoother driving, and a quieter engine overall. Your diesel should feel strong and refined, not rough and noisy. At the end of the day, diesel engines don't ask for much. They just need clean fuel, proper maintenance, and a little extra care now and then. Think of this like giving your engine what it needs to perform at its best. And if you haven't been doing this until now, don't worry. Start today. Because your future self, the one avoiding expensive repairs, is going to be glad you did. So tell me, is this something you've been doing already, or is this your first time hearing about it?